Hello everyone. The world's most popular sporting competition of each 4 year, World Cup is around the corner. There are many reasons why this year's World Cup is so unique than the World Cup before. And today, I will going to introduce some facts about the World Cup and to get you all prepared for this coming essential sports event. The host country of this year is located in Qatar, and it is in the Middle East. It is a Middle East country. Traditionally, FIFA would hold the World Cup in around June or July in the northern Earth or summer in southern Earth. But in Qatar, there is a scorching summer temperature with peaks at around 40 to 50 degrees Celsius. So FIFA wouldn't want to get all the audience be barbecue. So it is smart for them to choose to hold the event in November and December, where the temperature will be averaging between 15 degrees Celsius to around 29 degrees Celsius. The schedules of the World Cup this year will be held from November 20th all the way to December 18th. And the group phase will be all completed at December 2nd. After the group phase comes with the knockout phase. By the end of the knockout phase, there will be 8 teams going to the final 8, and by the end of the December 6th, then the 8 teams will be competing, and there will be 4 teams left, and the semifinals will be completed in December 14th. Then comes with the finals, which is the most exciting part, and the top three teams of the year will be determined by the end of December 18th. Another record of this year's World Cup is that Qatar is the smallest host country ever in the World Cup history. We can take a look at the land size of Qatar. Qatar's land size is around 11,000 kilometers square foot, with only about 2.88 million population. Qatar's land size is even smaller than Taiwan. It's about half Taiwan. And we can look at the land size of Uruguay. Uruguay is the smallest host country before Qatar. And its land size is about 176,000 kilometers square foot. And this land size is almost 15 times bigger than Qatar. The benefits of being a small host country is that it's easy for the audience to travel across one stadium to another stadium, saving them a lot of time and money. Another record for Qatar is that it is the first host country located in Middle East Asia. The last time FIFA held World Cup in Asia is in 2002, when the FIFA World Cup in Korea and Japan. And they are the first Asia host, while Qatar is the second. And the last time FIFA explored a new region is in 2010, when the World Cup was held in South Africa. This is the first time FIFA held the World Cup in a new continent, Africa. FIFA World Cup in 2002 is the costliest World Cup ever. The last 2 World Cup in 2014 and 2018 in Brazil and Russia is the last 2 World Cup that is the costliest in history. The Brazil World Cup cost around 11.6 billion euro, while in Russia it cost around 14.2 billion euro. But in Qatar, the number goes bigger to 138 billion euro, which is about 10 times more than the last 2 World Cups. Yes, and the reason why Qatar World Cup costs so much is maybe because Qatar is building 7 brand new stadiums, which is these stadiums and these stadiums. And Lusail Stadium is the biggest one, located in the capital Doha. And there's one more stadium that is built, but it is a little bit more spatial than other stadiums. That is the first demountable World Cup stadium, the LED Stadium, or you can call it Stadium 974. Demountable means this stadium is constructed with shipping containers. And once the tournament is completed, this stadium will be dismantled. The idea and the concept of the construction of this stadium is to contribute to the overall waste reduction to the construction of the infrastructure this year and the component production. Okay, we finished the Qatar, or the host country, Qatar part. Now let's talk about the game itself. The World Cup this year, like as usual, has 32 teams competing, divided by A groups. Each group has 4 teams. Since you are maybe not a soccer fans, you might not know which team is good or which teams is bad. I want you to take a guess. Which 4 teams you think is the most likely to win the championship?
Brazil, Argentina.
France,
Brazil, Argentina.
Brazil, Argentina. One more. England, yes. Brazil, France, Argentina, and England is the top 4 that is considered to have the best odds to win the championship this year. Brazil ranks at the top 1. The number at the left side means the odds. The smaller the number is, the more likely they're going to win the championship. Brazil is a traditional strong team, and since the World Cup was held in 1930, they have never absent from any World Cup, and by far they have already won 5 World Cup championships titles. France stood at the 2nd place. France is also the championships of the 2018 Russia World Cups, and they have also won 2 titles. The third place is England and Argentina. England is where the modern soccer was invented, which makes them so good at soccer, right? And Argentina, we all know, they have so many superstars in this team and have also won 2 titles in history. Okay, next let's talk about the best odds to win the Golden Boot. The Golden Boot means the top goal scorer of the year. The top goal scorer means the more goal shots you make, the more likely you're going to win a Golden Boot. England's Harry Kane stood at the 1st place. He has the best odds to win the Golden Boot. Harry Kane is the captain of England, and he is now considered one of the best strikers in the world. The 2nd place stood Kylian Mbappe. It is of France, who is renowned for his dribbling speed and finishing, making him can always make crazy goal shots. The 3rd place is Mbappe's teammates in France, Karim Benzema. He is also a creative striker and can make a lot of astonishing skills. And the 4th place and the 5th place, we are all very familiar with them, is Messi and Ronaldo. And they have the same odds to win the Golden Boot. They are both regarded as one of the best players of all time, and they are both the captains of each country, Argentina and Portugal. Okay, now let's talk about something else, something more interesting facts about the alcohol policies during the World Cup. You might not need this one because you don't drink alcohol, right? We all know that drinking beer while watching soccer game is one of the best enjoyments for the soccer fans around the world. But in Qatar, it is a conservative Muslim country, and the rules of the Muslim is that drinking alcohol in public places is illegal. But Qatar has some measures to it. They have set up the fan zones. In fan zones, you can take alcohols and with cheaper alcohols than what's typically served in Qatar, in other regions in Qatar. And besides the fan zones, you can also get alcohol in the licensed hotels, restaurants, or bars. But the legal age to drink alcohol is not 18, it is 21. Yes. Next policy is that the stadiums are all equipped with air conditioning, central air conditioning. Qatar is a subtropical climate, making it one of the hottest regions in the world. In summer, although it's not very hot in winter, in December and November, the temperature is around 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, while the humidity is high, one of the highest in throughout the year, around 71%. So it is important that all the stadiums should be equipped with strong central air conditioning. Qatar has set up around 115 million watts air conditioning system in the game. This number is equal to around 43,560 household air conditioners working at the same time. Then let's talk about something more serious, the migrant workers for World Cup. Since Qatar has since they become the host country in 2010, the workers died from safety problems. News has been heard like this, and it is reported that the migrant workers in Qatar for the construction of the infrastructure have to bear around 50-degree heat, and they have no free drinking water. They often have the salary less than €1 per hour, and they need to often bear starvation. What's even more, the employers confiscate their passport and maliciously making them owe some wages. Let's look at that picture over there. The picture shows the ratio between how many workers have died in some essential sports events like Olympics and World Cups. That's the ratio over there. For Qatar, the number of workers died is like this.
Oh gosh.
You might wonder why Qatar used so many migrant workers instead of using the local workers. One of the biggest reasons is that Qatar is reluctant to hire the low-level labor because they have one of the best world GDP per capita ranking. The more this number, the higher this number is, the more rich the people in this region are. So that means Qatar's people is living a wealthy life. Think about it. If you are so rich, do you want to work to build the stadiums?
No.
I think the answer is no. And that's why Qatar is hiring the migrant workers from these regions: India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. And from 2010 to around 2020, there are 6,500 migrants died. Yes, so this is an issue we need to pay attention to for this year's World Cup. And that's the facts I want to share to you today. Thank you.